Hi, I'm Bob Dickman, and I'm happy to be here. I hope you'll be happy too, because I want to tell you some stories about what I care about, what I have passion for, which is storytelling. And why is that important? No matter what it is that you're doing, storytelling can enhance your work. And so I'm going to start off with a very simple story that actually has haunted me for 5 or 6 years now. And it takes place in Alaska. And this is an actual film clip. And I'm going to describe it. And I'll give you a link at the end of this. But opening up, what we see is whirling ice on an icy, snowy road. And the wind has caught the ice and it's just swirling around this large highway. It's empty. Everything is white and empty. And then you notice something. You notice this dog is barking and barking. You don't see him yet, but as the camera pulls back, it's a beautiful sled dog who's tied to a post. Can't move. He has some movement in his leash, but after that, he's there. And he is excited. His tail is wagging and he's barking and he's actually even jumping up and down a little bit. Now the camera opens again, very wide, and way over here, you see some old grubby bins, food bins, like in a market when they throw out the trash. And rummaging through that bin is this polar bear. And he is mangy and he looks very hungry. And he's looking and scavenging in this bin. But suddenly, he hears the dog and he turns towards the dog, the sound of the barking. Maybe it's 3, 4, 500 feet away across the road. And now he's smelling the air. And the next thing that happens is that he's down on the ground and he's in a stealth position. His paws, his huge paws with these long claws, are now cutting into the ice, and he's flattened himself. Maybe this is a stealth, fighting, moving, catching prey position. It's an ancient built-in response to this dog. And he begins to move towards this dog, step by step, clinging to the snow, almost on his belly, moving forward. And I want to tell you something. At this point, I wanted not to watch because I knew what was going to happen next, or I thought I knew. And as he gets closer to this dog, the dog does not stop. Obviously, the dog is aware of what's going on. The dog is actually even more excited, and he's jumping, and his tail is wagging. And there's this incredible friendliness about the dog, and it's incongruent to the situation. Maybe within 5 or 10 feet of this dog, something happens. The polar bear jumps up into the air and he moves and he starts to jump too. And the two animals that were about ready to fight suddenly begin to play. And they start kind of mock playing and biting and clawing, and the dog is moving and the polar bear is enjoying that, and they actually start to roll around a little bit. And then after a minute or two, the polar bear has had enough, and he stands up and he just wanders off camera. Wow. What does this mean? This means that play is so important that it's even more important, at least for this polar bear, than food itself. And why is that? Because in play, we work on very difficult situations that scare us, that we're unfamiliar with, and we feel safe enough, we try them out. So it's important for our brain development, crucial for our brain development, to be in a playful situation. Simulation is what stories are about. They simulate the most difficult and scary things. Like, what would it be if I got shot? What would it be if a space invader came to this earth and took over? What would it be if I became president of my class? All kinds of of possibilities. We generate scenarios. We generate possibilities through story and play. And that's what I want to talk about in this. Why do we do that? We'll explore more of what the brain science says about storytelling and play, and go into some tips about how to become more creative, more expressive when we do that ourselves. So that's what this is about. And every week, I want to come up with a little short story and invite you to not only witness it, but I'd love to get your reactions. Thanks.